Verna Nance, who has meant so much to Cedar Rapids baseball throughout her years, and did a little bit different a tribute tonight to Verna and also the many women who have helped out our ball club. And these are just a few, but we tried to get them all. So hope you enjoy. Tonight we're here to honor Verna Nance with induction into our Hall of Fame. Verna is just one of the many women who have contributed to Cedar Rapids baseball and the ballpark. Verna and the following women are just a few who have played critical roles in establishing and maintaining what we have today. Greta Van Fleet, Hall of Famer. Verna joins Greta as the second woman to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Greta ran the Booster Club for many years. Elsie Curran, the first and only general manager of the Cedar Rapids Ball Club, the first in the Midwest League from 1970 to 1971. Jan Casmore, the only woman ever to be on the board of directors. She currently is on the board of directors and also on the foundation board. Shirley Pantini has volunteered at guest services at the ballpark since 2003 and is essential in the current Colonel's Booster Club. Marcia Moran developed the Cedar Rapids Baseball History Timeline, established in 2011, an outstanding collection of Cedar Rapids baseball history and memorabilia. She currently maintains the Hall of Fame. Gayla Houston on the foundation board. It was Gayla who was responsible for organizing the Nick Aidenhart Scholarship Award. Sarah Else on the committee to help build the new stadium, and one of the major forces to help make that happen. Carla Davis, the ever-popular on-field host, from the old stadium to the new stadium. The women at Metro Studios, including Tammy, Connie, Jenna, and currently Amber in India, who have helped build the extraordinary entertainment show that we currently have at the ballpark. 5 women have been named Woman Executive of the Year, awarded by the Midwest League. Jessica Ferguson, current Director of Corporate Sales and Marketing. Andrea Bromelkamp, current Director of Tickets and Group Sales. Deb Meyer, current Director of Food and Beverage. Nancy Cram worked alongside the former General Manager Jack Rader at a time when she and Jack were basically the entire front office. Bea Buckheister did whatever needed to be done, and she worked alongside the former GM and her husband Don Bucky Buckheister. Many female entertainment acts have entertained the crowds at the old and new ballparks, including Dynamite Lady, Queen and her Maids, and in 1959 even Miss Iowa visited the ballpark. Wendy Stoker. Wendy had no arms, but that didn't stop her from doing her job as an usher, even cleaning off seats with a rag under her feet. While all of these women have played such a huge part in the history of the ball club and the ballpark, we're here tonight to honor Verna Nance. Verna is known to several former Cedar Rapids baseball players as the Cake Lady, or Ma Nance. She started the practice of baking a cake for a player's birthday in 1963 as a way to make players feel more at home in Cedar Rapids. She's been a season ticket holder and a long-time supporter of professional baseball in Cedar Rapids, helping players live away from home before organizations like the Host Family and Booster Clubs even existed. She's married to longtime board member Bob Nance. The couple lives in Cedar Rapids and have 3 children, 7 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. Verna Nance into our Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Verna, and all the many women who are included in that video, and even the ones who weren't. But now we're going to bring up Verna's son, Dan Nance, and he's got some great stories to share.
Good evening, everyone. On the evening of July 19th, 1965, I stood on the infield grass along the third base line of Memorial Stadium with my neighborhood friend Robbie Becker. We each held one end of a banner that Dad had purchased from Warnemont Display promoting the Cedar Rapids Cardinals' amazing winning streak. When that streak of 17 had begun, Mom had promised the players that she would bake them a cake for every home victory, and would continue until the streak was over. She had a cake at the ready, if you will, for the players dependent on the outcome of the contest. Mom didn't want to get caught with her cake down. A week later, I noticed that Mom was still baking cakes. I knew the streak was over, and I wondered what the occasion was. She turned to me and replied that she wouldn't want any son of hers to go without a cake on his birthday. For 25 years, Mom baked a birthday cake for each player's birthday, players and coaches alike. She baked unbirthday cakes for the players who celebrated their birthday outside of the baseball season. I conservatively placed the number at 300 to 400 cakes over the years. And by the way, it takes about 2 hours to make, bake, and frost a sheet cake, and you're welcome to do the math. In the early 70s, Mom and Dad had decided that they could do more for the ball club and for the players. Every member of the baseball team, typically in groups of 4 to 6 people, was invited to the house for a home-cooked meal. I remember Bob Brenly came to our house for lunch. Of all the minor and Major League Baseball booster clubs that I have been affiliated with, Bob Brenly said, the Cedar Rapids Booster Club was the best. Future Hall of Famer, bonus baby, it didn't matter. Over the years, dozens of league administrators and managers and their spouses came to the house for a taste of Cedar Rapids hospitality, and among them, Salty Parker and his wife, Thelma. During the years before there were host families, hundreds of players and coaches partook of countless pieces of fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, sweet corn, homemade biscuits, and homemade jam. Hank Sauer enjoyed the sweet corn so much, he ate 13 ears at one setting. It was an opportunity for the players to spend an afternoon away from the confines of their apartments and their fast food meals, a chance to enjoy some conversation about their lives and interests away from baseball. Smiles, handshakes, hugs, and believe me, there was a lot of laughter involved as well. Springtime at Memorial Stadium presented its own set of challenges. There were players that needed assistance to find housing for the season. Mom hit the newspapers and classified ads. Often the players needed pots and pans, dishes, silverware, bedding, or the occasional piece of furniture to get their apartments in order. Mom hit the rummage sales and church bazaars to fill those needs. In the spring, the ballpark usually needed some attention from the toll of the harsh winters. The men's locker room, public restrooms usually needed a facelift. Mom washed, scraped, painted walls, scrubbed locker room floors, cleaned toilets and urinals. 15 years of preparing the stadium for opening day. Mom and Dad wanted to be sure that the first impression a ball player had of the stadium was a good one. I'm sure many of you here remember the barrels of geraniums and cascading petunias that were placed at the entrance of the stadium that went all the way back to Paff Terrace. Someone had to clean the barrels in the spring, procure the flowers, plant them, water them, and weed them for the entire season. And you can guess who that person was. When the players' families would visit the ballpark, Mom was there to greet them. She thanked them for coming, welcomed them to the Midwest League and to the city of Cedar Rapids. Hundreds of parents knew that there was a mom looking out for their son away from home. Mom has had many monikers over the years. She quickly became known as the Cake Lady, and that eventually became Mom Nance. Mom's grown a bit older, yet all the rookies seem to be about 19 years of age, don't they, Mom? And she's known as Grandma Nance now. The mission statement of the Hall of Fame is to honor those individuals who, through extraordinary personal effort, have furthered the existence, existence, quality, or preservation of professional baseball in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I submit to you that Mom has cared a great deal about these young men. She wanted to do whatever she could to make them feel at home in Cedar Rapids as members of the Cedar Rapids baseball team, enough to commit to an effort that has spanned nearly 4 decades. I would like to say, as a representative of our family, that we appreciate the fact that this effort has not gone unnoticed. We are honored to be here and appreciate the induction of our family's matriarch, Ma Nance, Cake Lady, into the Cedar Rapids Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Thank you. Whew. Hey, with everything that's been said, I might as well throw all of this stuff away and go sit down. And I will make it very short. I do want to thank a few people who have helped me along the way, or I wouldn't be standing here before you tonight. And I have to find the right page. First of all, I would like to thank Greta Van Fleet, who was longtime president of the Booster Club, which Bob and I were members of for many, many years. And her husband, John, who was with her side by side. They did so many things for the ball clubs that people never really noticed. I would like to thank the citizens of Cedar Rapids for donating equipment. No, they helped furnish apartments for our players through donating to their churches, because we rummaged through the basement of every church in Cedar Rapids to try to find things to help furnish the apartments of our young players. I'd like to thank Nelson's Meat Market. They were so generous in giving us, shall we say, a nice discount on our products for our steak fries that the Booster Club and Board of Directors had for the players each year, and also for the help for the dinners that I serve to the ball players. And I want to especially thank the farmers of this great state of Iowa, especially the corn farmers. Because I tell you, these young players thought they had corn before, but not until they got to Iowa and had our good sweet corn did they really appreciate corn on the cob. I would also like to thank the chicken farmers, because believe me, without those chicken farmers, I don't know what I would have fed all those players year after year after year. And believe me, they knew how to eat sweet corn. You know, Tom, there's one thing, though, that I could never understand, that how some of these young men grew to the age of 20, 21, and they never had hot biscuits and chicken gravy. Never. But boy, did I teach them how to live and how to eat. And also, I would like to thank Betty Crocker. You know where that's going, don't you? Without her assortment of the most wonderful cake mixes ever on the market, I could never have become the cake lady. I appreciate it so much, and I wish I had bought some stock in that company. You know, when most of our young men came to Cedar Rapids, we met them for the first time, and they said, you know, we never heard of Cedar Rapids before. But you know, with the help of the Booster Club, with the help of I don't want to miss anyone here, and I've lost my place again. Well, anyway, from the Booster Club to our host families today, and everyone in the office of the Colonel's organization, I know for a fact that those young men who had never heard of Cedar Rapids will never forget Cedar Rapids. Thank you so much.